Welcome to the mall apocalypse. When I was at the Burnsville Center in Minnesota a few days ago, I didn't need sunglasses, not because we were indoors, but because it was so dark inside with all the closed stores. This place used to be alive, I remember it, but now, walking around, there's nobody here. If everything is gonna be just fine, why are thousands of stores closing all over the country? So far this year, the total amount of retail space that's been permanently closed has surpassed 120 million square feet. We have never seen anything like this before. Store closings spiked during the early days of the pandemic, of course, but in 2025, stores are being permanently shuttered at an even faster pace. In fact, during the first 6 months of this year, 5,822 store closures were recorded, according to a new report from research and advisory firm Coresight Research, cited by CoStar News. Now compare that to 3,496 closures announced during the same period of 2024. If stores continue to close at this rate, we will break the old record that was established during the pandemic by a wide margin. I mean, take a look at what I'm seeing here. Empty storefronts everywhere you turn. It's not like I'm making this up, you know. Here's another one closed, and another one closed. The evidence is right in front of us. You may have noticed that there are an increasing number of abandoned buildings in your particular area. Sadly, this is just the beginning. Consumers are under more financial stress than we have ever seen, and that has resulted in a substantial decline in store traffic. These retail closures are also driven by more consumers turning to online shopping, especially for apparel, accessories, and household items. The winner is not merely Amazon, but increased competition from Temu and Shine marketplaces and social commerce outlets like TikTok. People are slowing down their spending because they want to save money. Surprise, surprise, inflation is killing everyone's budget and making everyone's wallet tight right now, really tight. Needless to say, more stores are being closed down with each passing day. Claire's announced it will be closing 18 more stores after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the United States Bankruptcy Court in Delaware ahead of the August 6 bankruptcy filing. The mall-based teen accessories retailer, which operates Claire's and icing stores, has filed for bankruptcy for the second time since 2018. I mean, the second time? At Home just announced it will be closing additional stores, bringing its total closure tally to more than 24 as it grapples with high debt and dwindling sales. The home goods retailer based in Texas filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on June 16th, pointing to broader economic and retail-specific market pressures in court documents. The retailer initially announced 26 store closures in June, before paring that down to 24 when it decided to keep open 2 stores in New Jersey and Wisconsin. The company added another 6 stores to the list, according to a statement by retail firm Hilco Consumer Retail on August the 1st, bringing the current number of stores it will shutter in the coming months to 30 total. You see the pattern here? You see, these closures follow several other big box retailers that have also significantly downsized their brick-and-mortar footprints this year, including Big Lots, Joann Fabrics, Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Party City. I mean, these are big names, people. Store closings by At Home and Philadelphia-based pharmacy chain Rite Aid, which have both filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, pushed the total amount of retail space to close in the U.S. this year to over 120 million square feet, according to one executive at the research firm. The real estate churn is happening as cyclical impacts confront structural shifts. We see more stories like this every single day. So what is going to happen if our economic momentum continues to take us very rapidly in the wrong direction. The percentage of student loans entering serious delinquency is absolutely exploding. The total amount of outstanding student loan debt was $1.64 trillion in the second quarter of 2025, after rising by $7 billion in the quarter. Additionally, the share of student loan debt entering serious delinquency jumped to 12.9% at the end of June, up from 8% in March, and above pre-pandemic trends that were around 9 to 10% from 2012 and into early 2020, when the moratorium initially took effect. The American people are drowning in debt, and I expect delinquency rates of all types to continue to rise in the months ahead. We're going to see more layoffs too, and continuing claims for unemployment benefits just hit their highest level since November 2021, adding to recent signs that the labor market is weakening. Claims rose by 38,000 to 1.97 million in the week ended July 26th, and that's according to official data from the Labor Department. This isn't happening by accident. This is a clear trend showing the labor market is weakening. On top of everything else, U.S. manufacturing is now in contraction territory. The manufacturing PMI registered at 48 from March to July, below the 50 score that differentiates growth and decline. The effective average tariff rate on all imported goods now stands at around roughly 18%, versus 2.3% last year, and that's the highest levels since the 1930s. The 1930s? Man, we are in so much trouble. Now, just think about a mall. There are not many stores here that sell things that people actually need. I mean, you're talking like Build-A-Bear, you know? You got clothing stores for people who just want to flash some extra cash, but you don't have stores in the mall that sell groceries or essentials that people need. And in a tight economy like this, that's been kind of on the downfall. You've got to agree it's hard for those places to stay afloat. But then you got the places that do stay in business. You got eye doctor stores that sell eyeglasses, so they're still going, right? Because people need to be able to see. That's something people are always going to need. So this place is literally the poster child of which businesses kind of make it over the years, and which ones don't, due to needs versus wants. And right now, people are prioritizing their needs versus wants because they can't afford a lot of the wants anymore, you know? Right now, people are spending every dollar they make and then some just to keep up with the cost of living. No one's got money to come to the stores that are going under. After evaluating all of the latest economic numbers that have come in, Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics, has come to the conclusion that the economy is on the precipice of recession. He cited the weaker-than-expected jobs report and inflation data as indicating the economy's precarious position. He wrote, "Consumer spending has flatlined, construction and manufacturing are contracting, and employment is set to fall. And with inflation on the rise, it's tough for the Fed to come to the rescue." Well, it is hard to argue with him, isn't it? Listen, you can say I'm cherry-picking this or whatever, but the numbers do not lie. You can live in an area where things still seem great, houses flying off the market, restaurants packed, but it's not everywhere. And that's the purpose of this video, to wake people up and let them see reality. Hey, just because things might be good where you are doesn't mean it's like that everywhere, because this is the perfect example that it's not. But this isn't just about empty storefronts. There's a massive ripple effect happening across the economy. When major retailers close down, it affects all sorts of people. It affects landlords who suddenly have empty properties they can't rent out. Property values in these areas start dropping, which hurts homeowners nearby. Local governments lose tax revenue from both the business and the decreased property values. Think about all the jobs that disappear too. It's not just the retail workers. You lose security guards, you lose maintenance crews, cleaning staff, delivery drivers who used to service these locations, small businesses that relied on foot traffic from these big stores also get hit hard. Yeah, that pizza place next to a closed department store sees their lunch rush disappear overnight. Of course, what is eventually coming is going to be so much worse than just a recession. You see, as conditions deteriorate, will store closings slow down? Will they speed up? Well, the answer to that question is obvious. If there are stores in your local area that you really enjoy, I would visit them now while you still can, because they might not be there next year. The retail apocalypse is real, and we're just getting started. Now, if you found this video informative, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to wait for my next video to come out, check out this one on the screen right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.